Time to hit the runway. We get a preview of Kansas City Fashion Week with one of the featured designers.
The cost of fame, the cost of success, the cost of life in today's world. Hear from the stars of the show Startup, Adam Brody and Ron Perlman.
How about a quick trip to the Emerald Isle without leaving your home? Brady's Public House sets up shop in the KC Live kitchen. Kansas City Live takes off right now.
Live from Studio S on the Plaza, it's Kansas City Live with your hosts, Joel Nichols and Michelle Davidson.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Kansas City Live. I'm Joel Nichols.
And I'm Crystal Lampett. Thanks for spending part of your morning with us. Such a fun morning. We've got models running around all over the place. It's a great show today.
It would have been hilarious to actually see
You would have seen what just happened.
the young woman that was standing back there run all the way over here. It was really quite fascinating.
Yeah.
Arrowhead Stadium, also an electric place last night. Kansas City Chiefs, currently the only undefeated team in the NFL.
That's right. So the team sort of started slow, being down 10-0, but then Alex Smith and the guys kicked it into gear, eventually running in a touchdown to take the lead. One thing we're getting used to, rookie running back Kareem Hunt had another 100-yard game.
Great stuff. And with the game coming down to the wire, the newest member of the Chiefs Kingdom came in to seal the deal. Kicker Harrison Butker, which is a great name for a kicker, scored the game-winning field goal, and then the Chiefs decided they weren't quite done yet. There was this weird little fumble at the end of the game, and the Chiefs then were able to score another touchdown right at the very end. They went on to win 29-20. They play Sunday in Houston. Only undefeated team. Really a great night and an awful lot of fun, and that because of the hours that those of us who work early, like yourself, keep, it's hard sometimes to stay up late and watch it. That one I actually made it all the way to the end of the game. Yep.
I'm impressed, Joel.
Well,
I did not.
It was really, the thing is that I really only achieve mediocre at my workplace anyway. I can achieve
you know what? If
mediocre.
I'm a little bit underneath mediocre,
Right.
I'll still probably be fine. What are they going to do?
That's right. And I got to see the end of the game. It was a great game.
I'm glad to hear that we played well.
Oh, great.
I wish I could have caught it.
Excitement.
All right, I hope everyone had breakfast this morning. So the most important meal of the day could be the key to avoiding a heart attack.
Researchers now have discovered that those who skip breakfast are more likely to have clogged arteries and other health issues, and those who ate in the morning, especially what is called a hearty breakfast, which we had a big discussion in the meeting before the show. What is a hearty breakfast? They're far less likely to have plaque buildup, so breakfast studies that breakfast fans are also less likely to be obese. So do you eat what is considered a hearty breakfast?
I don't know that it's always hearty. I think sort of the theory that we're going with on this is that if you starve yourself in the morning, you're more likely to eat junk later in the day, which is 100% true for me. I just did this on Sunday. Ate so much pizza, I felt sick by the end of the day.
Pizza's not junk. That's one of the four food groups.
Yeah, it's like bread and cheese. It's fine, right?
So, because you work early hours a lot.
But I eat weird, so I'll eat avocado toast, which I get a lot of crap for. But I eat a lot of avocado toast. I don't know if that's hearty, though. I would think hearty would be eggs, bacon, fried chicken, and gravy. That's my jam. If we're really gonna say hearty breakfast, that's what I would go for.
Yeah, and I've always worked hours that would mean I would have to be eating a big breakfast at like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning before going to work.
Right.
And that's never been logical or made any sense to me.
Your body must be so confused.
It is confused and sad and falling apart. It's not funny, quit laughing at me. All right, so how much would you pay for a 900-year bowl filled with Fruit Loops for that hearty breakfast? Well, how about $38 million? That is what an anonymous bidder,
change.
Yeah, it's nothing to Crystal, paid for this bowl at Sotheby's auction in Hong Kong yesterday.
No big deal. So according to the auction house, the small blue-green dish was made in the most prestigious imperial kiln known as the Ru Guanyao during the Song Dynasty. Sotheby's said items made by the Ru are extremely rare because the kiln is believed to have crafted items for less than 20 years.
Wow. So this kind of porcelain is known for its cracked glaze's ability to reflect light. The purchase price is a record for Chinese porcelain. That's a lot of money for a bowl.
$38 million. I mean, what would you do? You would never use it. You wouldn't breathe on it. You wouldn't touch it. It would just be sitting there.
Right. But I mean, does it look significantly different than a bowl you could buy at,
I feel like you could copy that very easily.
Kind of seems like you could.
There are probably so many imitations out there.
Yeah, but $38 million.
It's a lot of money. Good for them.
And you know, if you're a collector or something, maybe that's great, but that is a lot of
I
money
wish
for
I
a
was
bowl.
that cultured. All right, this is exciting news. So 3 U.S. scientists have won the 2017 Nobel Physics Prize for their pioneering role in the detection of gravitational waves.
This is pretty cool. Sweden's Royal Academy of Sciences announced the prize in Stockholm yesterday, actually. It went to Barry Barish and Kim Thorne at Caltech and Rainier Weiss of MIT. Their discovery provides proof of a theory developed by Albert Einstein. They say it fundamentally changes our understanding of the universe. Gravitational waves, they're faint ripples in the fabric of space and time, and Einstein predicted their existence more than a century ago.
So the Nobel Prize for Physics honors big discoveries involving materials often too small to be seen by the naked eye. It comes with a $1.1 million prize. So they couldn't quite afford the Chinese bowl.
No, they'd have to win 38
Not
more
quite.
Nobel Prizes.
You need more, 37 million more dollars.
There was a great TV show on I think it was National Geographic, called Genius, which was all about Einstein. This time around, I think next time it's Picasso, but this time was, and it's fascinating because he would create these ideas and theories. He wasn't going to go out and prove it. He would leave it for others to prove it. Look how much later. Now that one
crafty.
Proved it was very smart, very interesting. Now, as great as that is, when we talked about these stories in the meeting, nobody got excited about gravitational waves the way they got excited about this story. The cool side of the pillow, one of life's oddly satisfying phenomena, also discovered by Mrs. Einstein. Now you never have to worry about flipping your pillow halfway through the night.
That's right. Startup company Muna has debuted a Kickstarter project that hopes to solve your sleeping woes. The device looks simple. Once the pad is slipped into your pillowcase, it can keep your pillow cool with water flow. So similar to water cooling a computer processor, but there's more to the Muna than just keeping your head cool. The pad will regulate the pillow's temperature as you sleep. It actually tracks your sleeping patterns, so it makes it cooler to keep you asleep, and then it will gently warm the pillow when it's time to wake you up. So basically it'll sweat you out a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly right what it does. It can be used with any standard pillow. Its creators say the system is very silent while in use, and currently the company has raised $125,000 for shipment of the device slated for summer of 2018. It'll cost about $250, and then it has to sit there next to your bed and cool your pillow, apparently, and then warm you up in the morning to wake you up.
I like this. I could use this. But would you spend $250 on
No.
it? That's my question.
No, I
I
wouldn't.
don't think I would spend $250.
No,
So
I'm saving up to buy a bowl, so no.
you do that,
Yeah,
Joel.
I'm not buying this.
My game plan is always to wait. Always wait until the technology has been around for a while and it'll get cheaper.
It'll get cheaper, and I think that probably there will be knockoffs that may not be
Yeah.
quite the same, but will do a similar job.
Good enough.
Good enough, sure. absolutely.
We like the mediocre game here.
Mediocre is great.
Mediocre is great.
We're all for it.
We love mediocrity. All right, so a man from China, he's in the running for Boyfriend of the Year. I love this. After a photo of him wearing his girlfriend's shoes goes viral.
Look at this right here. This photo posted on China's social media website Weibo. According to the story, the couple was at the hospital. They swapped shoes because her pink heels were uncomfortable.
And when their number was called, she reportedly offered to swap back, but he declined, took her hand walking off to the clinic in her shoes.
So she's got the
Literally
comfy
and
shoes.
figuratively.
Yeah, and he's got the high-heeled pink slippers.
I love it. He could have just gone barefoot.
Right.
So he must have some, germophobia.
You know,
He's like, nope, wearing the heels.
interesting.
I'm doing this.
And did it all so she would be more comfortable.
Good boyfriend. That's
See?
a good man right there. That is a solid man.
So look for a man in pink heels and you found a good man.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I think.
They say everybody's a little Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Well, everybody here is a little Irish this morning, thanks to Brady's Public House in the KC Live Kitchen. Next.
Then is your Blue Steel ready? Kansas City Fashion Week returns this weekend, and we've got an early look at what's hot and what's cool. That's coming up in 6 minutes.
He's bringing a piece of Ireland to Kansas City. Executive chef and owner of Brady's Public House, Sean Brady, is here, and it really does feel like a little bit of Ireland here. It's wonderful. Thanks for doing this.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right, so what are we making today?
Today we're going to do a menu item that we have down at Brady's. It's called a scotched egg.
Okay.
So it's
What is a scotched egg?
It's a soft boiled egg that we wrap in pork sausage. We're going to season it up here with a little sage, fresh thyme, rosemary, some whole grain mustard, some green onion, black pepper.
That's beautiful. We were talking about what makes a hearty breakfast. Would this be part of a hearty Irish breakfast?
This would be, you could definitely have it for an Irish breakfast. It's more of a snack later on.
Oh, really?
Good,
Okay.
good drinking food.
Oh, good drinking food.
Hearty breakfast to start with. I'd definitely start with our Irish scones here or some homemade soda bread.
Yeah, now there's a history to the scones, isn't there?
So those scones are an old family recipe. We believe the recipe must be at least 100 years old now.
yeah.
It was my grandma gave it to me, so it's probably one of the only recipes I don't mess around with too much.
And you can get that at your place too?
We do that. We make those fresh every day down at Brady's.
So you're mixing this all up.
So yeah, you just mix it all up, and then what you do is you take a boiled egg, and what you do is we boil them for 6 minutes, so it's still soft in the middle.
Right.
So we take some of the sausage, pat it out in our hands. What we're going to do is we're just going to wrap it up in there. You just have to be real careful.
Does it take practice to get this done right?
It takes a little bit because you have to be gentle because the eggs are soft boiled.
Right.
So you can't put too much pressure on it or they'll explode all over your hand. So what you're doing is you're just going to pat it together so there's no holes in there.
Wow.
And then we will
That's a beautiful looking thing, right?
roll it around in some panko breadcrumbs.
And that's just a snack? This looks like a meal here, Sean.
Well, it's an Irish snack. So, you
And
know
what
the
would you
Irish-
drink
yeah.
with this? You
Oh,
said it
plenty
goes
of
well.
Guinness or plenty of Irish whiskey.
Right. If you have enough, does it really matter what the egg is like?
Oh, of course. Taste buds get a little better with the more whiskey you drink.
Then what are we doing here?
So we're just going to start by frying it off just to get nice and golden brown around.
How long does it have to sit in there usually?
This will take a good about 8, 9, maybe 10 minutes in here. And usually what I try and do is then I will finish them off in the oven.
Right.
Just to make sure that the sausage is fully cooked.
That's beautiful.
I have one here that we're going to take out.
Oh, you got a surprise for us here? Such fun, and business is going well. You've been there about 6 weeks?
Yeah, we opened up Brady's about 6 weeks ago. It's on 5424 Troost Avenue. Yeah, it's been going really well. It's been well perceived. Lots of neighborhood and local people coming in, checking us out.
What made you think that this was something you wanted to do here in town, to bring this kind of family, Irish family food to us?
Well, I kind of, being Irish and traveling quite a bit of my life,
Right.
been in every sort of Irish bar that there is around, tried them all out, and I was always kind of slightly disappointed in some of the food that was being served in Irish bars.
Well, serve this up. We got about
So-
20 seconds left. Let's see what this looks like in the finished product. Wow, it looks great is what it looks like.
That's what we're going to do.
That's
so we serve it
beautiful.
down with a little bit of salad, just to cut the fatness, and some Coleman's Irish mustard, which most people will call Irish musabi.
Wow, that looks spectacular, Sean.
That's it.
That's great. So between this and the great scones, you've got all kinds of good food to
Yeah,
offer there, plus
we're-
the drink.
Yeah, plus the drink. We're open down there 5 days a week, Tuesday through Saturday. And then we do dinner Tuesday and Wednesday, and we're open for lunch Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
It's a perfect way to spend a little time in Ireland without leaving town. We're going to have a link to this recipe and Brady's Public House on KCLive.tv later on today. Thank you, sir. This is great.
Thank you very much for having me.
Crystal.
Thanks, Joel. All right, Kansas City Fashion Week's 12th consecutive season begins on Sunday. Natalia Meyer is one of the designers being featured this year, and you are here to give us a sneak peek of your collection. Welcome, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is so exciting.
So first of all, tell us a little bit more about your background and how you got started.
I've been sewing ever since I was a kid. We didn't have much when we were little, so I always wanted to have something unique. And it just kind of pushes you to change and learn and
To get creative,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And I will say, so I can always tell when it's your work. You have some of the most beautiful gowns, and when I post stuff about them, like I recently went into your store and tried on some of the dresses, those posts get so much love.
Thank you so
People are
much.
obsessed with your gowns.
Thank you.
And so we're gonna get a look at some of them today. So let's go ahead and take a look at this first look. Can you tell us a little bit more about
So
it?
this is my dear friend Amber. She's a fabulous model, and she
Hello,
has
Amber.
this sheer, gorgeous gown with a removable train. You will see it better at the show. You really have to go see the show. It's just this. There's a lot of handwork. Everything is hand placed. It's a beautifully fitted corset. It's just this alluring story, you know, of just something unique. And I think what's awesome is it's made here in Kansas City by me now.
Absolutely, you
know.
personally.
Exactly.
And I love the details, the sequins, and the trains. Trains are my favorite. There's something about it that's just, it's fun and it's flirtatious and elegant at the same time. And I love that so many of your dresses have these big, long trains.
I agree.
And so, okay, I think we're going to get ready to look at another one of your looks. Tell us a little bit more about the inspiration behind your collection. So you do some menswear.
Correct. So this year, my store, Lucia Sarto, we're west of the plaza. We decided to add some suits because I felt like there was a lot of requests. And we've had, this is Zach, he's a fabulous model. And you're good looking.
he is a stud.
So we wanted to do some suits. I love the color. It's very unique. It's a tux style. I'm really obsessed with tuxes of all kinds. It has a subtle shimmer in the suit, nice pockets. It's just very well tailored.
And I'm noticing a little, the red tint here. Did any of that have anything to do with the Chiefs?
There's a lot of Chiefs inspiration. So I'm also doing another collection on Tuesday, which is, you really guys should go see the runway. It's going to be fabulous. It's going to be a beautiful event. This is Victoria showing the red gown for Chiefs inspiration. I'm just so excited to be a part of this story. Victoria just is lovely, lovely, lovely person, and we've been working together for so long.
She looks stunning in the red. Red is your color, girl.
And
just working it.
I love this red story. I just feel like it brings the city together, and being a part of this, just giving something to people that's more unique. And I tried for my collection to do variety of shapes so people can see just more details, and so they won't be bored.
There's more variety, it seems like.
Yeah.
And this is kind of part of, the Chief Style Lounge runway, which is a collaboration. So you will see some of that Chiefs wear that you were seeing in those sketches, in the gowns. There is going to definitely be some Chiefs inspiration.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is
it's
really
cool. A game-going fan, and there's a variety of stories. So we'll have some comfort pieces, but they'll still be very fashionable. It's for this person who doesn't want to just be part of the Red Sea in the game. And there's pieces that'll be for hot weather and cold weather and comfort, or more evening if you're going with your coworkers or something, and more even uplifted from there.
You're changing it up. Multiple ways to rock some Chiefs gear, which I love. Kansas City Fashion Week is October 8th through the 14th at Union Station. I'll be there Wednesday night, October 11th. And the Chief Style Lounge runway will be on Tuesday, October 10th. For tickets and more information, we will post a link on kclive.tv later today. Thank you so much, Natalia.
Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate it. This was very fun.
Very fun. Okay, how about some good vibrations and more fun? A chance for you to hear and hang out with the Beach Boys. That's coming up in the next half hour. First, good times and important history come together this weekend, all about the Shawnee Indian Mission Fall Festival next.
It is a weekend full of family-friendly fun, a little history mixed in. The Shawnee Indian Mission Fall Festival is coming up, and tell us more about it. Kathy Gates is here, and Jan Jensen from the Shawnee Indian Mission Foundation. First of all, before we go too far, tell us about the foundation. What is the foundation?
The foundation is a community arm that supports the mission. We do fundraising, we do programming, we have volunteers, we do all kinds of things that are important for the vitality of the Shawnee Indian Mission.
And we were just talking about this, that we don't understand sometimes, any of us, how much history is right there in our backyards.
Right. When you think about how many things are called the Shawnee Mission, whatever, it's named for this mission. And Johnson County is named for Reverend Johnson, who was the founder of that mission. So in that little space is a lot of the foundation of our area.
It's really fascinating. Tell me about some of the goodies you brought along here. What's what, and why are we looking at them?
Well, we're looking at some of these things because this is a collection of fun stuff you could buy for a little gift for somebody. We have some more higher end things, but these are just fun little things. This company uses quotes from movies to just enhance T-shirts and posters and that kind of thing. This person does a lot of fun laser. What's it called?
Laser wood.
Laser.
This is a nightlight.
Isn't that fun? A little nightlight.
For the KC Chiefs fans.
Yeah, that would be perfect for the Chiefs fans.
And
Absolutely.
for people who know the name Tammy
Smith. Tammy Smith
Sure, our
design.
pillows. We've got Tammy
You
Smith
bet.
pillows,
So there are
absolutely.
some of her things.
And this is a ceramic necklace with gold on it in Braille, and it says thoughtfulness.
You know, and this is one of those things that for our community
I
now,
love
like when
this.
you watch it, like last night, the Chiefs game, they always find one of the shuttlecocks and take a shot of
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
And there it is on that cap.
It's a
That's really
KC
great.
icon.
What a,
It's
yes,
kind
it
of a
really is.
different way to show your
This
support.
tea towel, great fabric, a wonderful little gift. All of these are really nice.
You got this
for
bowl, which is
stocking
not $38
stuffer.
million like the bowl we
Yes,
talked
there
about.
you go.
No, but this is by a Kansas City artist named Lee Slusher, and actually this is the cereal bowl that we have a set of these, and he makes high quality ceramic, microwave, dishwater proof.
Bunch of stuff. Now tell me a little bit about what else is going to be happening at the Fall Festival, though. In addition to great items that you can purchase and look at and enjoy, what else is happening?
Well, it's kicked off with a bluegrass concert on Friday night by the Match Sellers.
Right.
And there's bratwurst, beer, and burgers. On Saturday morning, each Saturday and Sunday morning, the Drum Safari is a great children's hour. That kicks off the entertainment both days. And then we have the Match Sellers on Saturday, and also Betsy and Clark. On Sunday, we have Under the Oak Tree and Lyle Strickland, and both days, the grand finale are the Haskell Indian Dancers.
It's going to be a great weekend, and why do you think it's important that we get out there with our kids, with our families, and just as adults too? Why be a part of this?
This is such a great family event. I mean, you're going to find fun things for everybody in the family. Example, Kansas City Art Institute is having an opportunity for kids to do some art projects. It's also, wear loose clothing that day because there is lots and lots of food available.
A lot of food,
need to eat.
a lot of activity, a lot of fun. It is all part of the Shawnee Indian Mission Fall Festival, October 13th through the 15th. We are going to post a link with more information on kclive.tv later today. And Jan survived teaching many of my children.
I
So
did.
she has stories to tell.
It was a delight. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
That's nice. Thank you both so much for
Thank
being
you
here
for
and sharing
having
this
us.
great stuff. All right, we say goodbye to a heartbreaking goodbye, actually, to a music icon. That story is coming up next. And then a show you're going to want to track down. It's on Crackle, the stars of Startup. Help us catch up in 7 minutes.
You're watching Kansas City Live.
Rock legend Tom Petty passed away Monday at the age of 66. Petty was rushed to the hospital Sunday night after being found unconscious at his Malibu home.
He was transported to UCLA Santa Monica Hospital, where he was reportedly placed on life support. His longtime manager said Petty died peacefully around 8:40 p.m. Pacific time, surrounded by family, his bandmates, and friends.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers first came to fame, of course, in the 70s, had a string of hits, both with the group and as a solo artist. Finished his 40th anniversary tour. It made a stop here in Kansas City at the Sprint Center just this past June. And he was also part of the Traveling Wilburys with George Harrison and Roy Orbison and Bob Dylan, and I mean, the super group of supergroups, maybe. So just an awful lot of great work from Tom Petty. And yesterday was an odd day because there were several times during the day.
There was some confusion,
Yeah.
you know. There was a report that he had died yesterday morning, but actually he didn't die until later in the evening. I think there was some confusion with the LAPD releasing some information. Well, they hadn't confirmed it yet, but I think CBS may have sort of preemptively jumped on that. So we weren't really sure. So it's kind of a roller coaster of a day.
It really was one of those, because you'd see something that said that he's clinging to life and then that he had passed away. But, you know, for an awful lot of people, for a generation, he was the soundtrack. So.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's an icon, and I definitely loved listening to his music, and I'm so disappointed that I didn't get a chance to go to one of his concerts.
Great music. Yeah. He is a Kansas City native, by the way. He wowed the judges last night on NBC's The Voice. Look at this.
Someday. You gave each and every note the care that it deserved.
I am so proud and happy to have you on TNJ Hut.
Look at that. Eric Lynn survived his first blind audition and joined Team Jennifer Hudson. Lynn is a current student at California State University, Northridge, where he is studying classical music and vocal performance. He's only 2 classes away from graduating. He's originally from KCK. I'm already going to keep tabs on him because I want to have him on Behind the Spotlight now.
Yes, we do. Absolutely.
And from what I can hear, he sounds amazing. And, you know, if you guys are wanting to check out The Voice, the blind auditions continue tonight at 7 p.m. right here on your 41 Action News Station. And we love supporting our local talent. We just had Cassie Joy.
Yeah, and
on
she's great, isn't she?
She is wonderful, just an absolute gem of a person. So genuine, so family-oriented. She loves yodeling and she loves her dog. And it's just, I love seeing local talent on big
She's a
national
great
shows.
yodeler.
She's a fantastic yodeler.
Yeah.
And she's kind of making it a little more mainstream now, which I love. She's
So
doing
watch
big
for
things.
that. So this person might end up on your show too.
Hopefully. Behind the Spotlight is now on Sunday nights on 38 The Spot at 10 p.m. We moved it up an hour, and we just had the season premiere last Sunday, so you guys should definitely check it out.
Watch it. Good music, good talk. All right, so fans of It definitely include thankful theater owners. After an awful summer, Hollywood set a September box office record.
Yeah, that's right. An estimated $700 million record, and it is largely due to Stephen King's smash hit, It, which is the first September release ever to gross more than $200 million. So without it, Hollywood's scary summer might have continued into the fall and maybe not been as successful. So it really kind of saved the day.
It really did.
And I'm not a huge scary movie person. I mean, I enjoy scary movies, but I cannot sleep after them. So I have to be very careful. And I haven't seen it yet because I've heard terrifying things.
Well,
about
but
it.
here's what my daughter, who also is not a huge fan of the scariest of movies, she went to it and she said that there are parts of it that are so funny and human and sweet
Really?
that it kind of balances out the really terrifying part. So this might be a horror movie that you could enjoy.
Possibly. It's just there's usually at least, you know, like one image that gets ingrained into my brain. And that's when
And
I have
then
to
you stick
like,
with
and
it.
then I keep thinking about that. So my strategy when I watch a scary movie is I watch Friends afterwards.
Oh.
And then I can go to bed.
Well,
Because
see.
everybody loves Friends.
I'm terrified of Friends, so I do the opposite.
Scary.
I watch Friends and then I find the scariest movie I can.
Whatever floats your boat,
So it makes
Joel.
it evens
That
things
works
out.
for you. You do you.
It does. All right, so we're giving you a chance now not only to see the legendary, the iconic, the Beach Boys when they come to the Arvis Bank Theater at the Midland. You also get a chance to hang around with them.
That is pretty cool. So just head to our Facebook page, find the post, fill out the form, and you are all set. You're entered to win. Good luck.
It is a show that asks a question we should ask about all kinds of parts of our life. At what cost? Startup, the 1-hour original drama from Sony's streaming network Crackle, back for a second season. And here to tell us more about the show, 2 of the stars, Adam Brody, Ron Perlman. And for people who were not lucky enough to be up on season 1, Adam, tell us about season 1, kind of the Reader's Digest version.
Sure. Season 1 is about a group of very disparate people in Miami, coming from different walks of life, different neighborhoods, and they come together, myself included, to form a cryptocurrency. But it's legally funded. I use some of my dad's laundered money, and so we get into it with the mob, and Season 2, we've lost our cryptocurrency, and so we start a dark net where Ron's character comes in and is a benefactor for us, as well as an old friend of my father's with a shadowy past as well.
Everything Ron Perlman is in gets better and better. So, Mr. Perlman, what drew you to this show and to this character?
I actually, when I was approached, they showed me season 1, and I didn't actually think that the show could be improved. So I kind of entered into it trepidatiously because the alchemy that had already existed among this amazing cast of virtuoso actors, Eddie Gathegi, Adam Omar Marrero, and Martin Freeman, I didn't think needed enhancing. But I was so drawn to how good the execution of the show was that I was overwhelmed with the need to say yes.
Yes, lo and behold, he came in and he raised everyone's game.
So what is it about this series that talks about today? I mean, there's a lot that's kind of old-fashioned and wonderfully old-fashioned about it, the grittiness, the crime elements, all of that, the tension, but there's also this new crypto kind of world that you talk about. How much do we have to know about that to enjoy the show?
None. I mean, I certainly, didn't going into it, and yet I think, you glean enough from the news, and then, they're human, they're very relatable characters you're following. So, and I don't think, I think it is for the layman, and at the same time, if you know the details of the dark web, then there's nuggets and Easter eggs for you as well. But I mean, my parents watch it, and they like it. So.
Ron Perlman, you are a titan of Twitter. How does that affect how you do your job, or does it affect how you do your job, that you can reach out and make your opinions and your feelings known just like that?
Titan of Twitter. I think I may change my profile the minute I get off this interview.
There you go.
I'm using that, my friend. I thank you very much. I just feel as though I got kids. I care about the world that they inherit. I feel like there are a lot of things in that world that are under siege right now, under assault. I'm an older guy. Most of my better days are behind me. And I get to say what I want, and I feel as though I'm obligated to, because there are an awful lot of things about what's happening in the world that disturb me deeply.
Well, this is a wonderful show, and I hope people find it and catch up with it, and thank you both so much for sharing it with us. Startup Season 2, currently streaming on Crackle, Sony's free streaming network. Thank you both for joining us today, and good luck going forward.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Joel.
Thank you. Reaching across religious lines to make this a kind KC, what the Kansas City Interfaith Youth Alliance is all about. That's in 5 minutes. But first, after the break, before you saddle up and ride, make sure your horse is eating right. We trot out the important information next. Hey, it's for horses. You like that? Pretty good horse imitation? Is your horse getting enough nutrients? So that's the important thing. Sarah Leonard with Purina and Blake Mills with Family Center Farm and Home are here now to talk a little bit about choosing the right feed for your horse. There's so much to choose from. So Sarah, what should we be looking for?
Well, I think the first thing is to kind of try to sort it out in your head as a shopper, and what to provide for your horse in regards to choosing the company and choosing the feed that's most appropriate for your horse and your horse's lifestyle.
Right.
And that's where we kind of have three here that are completely opposite products.
Okay.
A complete feed that's got the hay all in it, a performance feed, and a supplement. And I did bring a few feed tags and kind of blew them up.
Is that what
here.
we should look at on the back of this thing here?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. And the importance of these feed tags, and by the way, they're regulated by the FDA, is they tell us what we need to be feeding for our horse with the
Right.
purpose statement that's required on there. A lot of people don't look at that purpose statement, and this is for Ultium, and it's to be fed for competitive horses. So we probably wouldn't feed it to a horse that we were only going to ride once or twice a year.
Right.
Feeding by the feeding directions is also super important, and a lot of folks kind of get that mixed up and kind of get in trouble, because if you were to take this Enrich product, which
Right.
is designed to be fed as a protein supplement, 1 pound a day,
Right.
and feed it as a complete feed with the big scoop down below, you'd be way overfeeding protein. On the flip
What does
side,
that do then? How would your horse act or react?
well, not enough energy. Protein's a very poor source of energy.
Right.
And then you'd be missing all the vitamins and trace minerals if you're overfeeding something or it's totally out of whack. Consequently, if you're feeding senior in a small amount, then you really get deficient in minerals. So we just really recommend pay attention to the feed tag.
Right.
According to the feeding directions, the back of the bag or the tag itself shelf. The thing is, what a lot of consumers get kind of confused, they look at the ingredients
Right.
and they think that that's the formula, but that is not the formula. The tag doesn't tell you anything about the formula, the safety practices that the manufacturer took into consideration, the integrity or the research of the company.
So just like when we shop for ourselves, learn to read this stuff.
Learn to read it and,
Yeah.
and don't be fooled by some of the things we have to put on there, and be mindful of some things that are very helpful.
That are, I bet people get helped when they come in, though, don't they?
Well, it's something we really take pride in all our departments, especially
Right.
our feed area, is making sure that we can try and help them out, and if not, reaching out to great folks like Sarah to get your questions answered at the store.
So before we go too far and before we forget about it, tell us about the Big St. Jude ride coming up, because that's so special.
Well, we've got also our third annual St. Jude ride, $17,000 raised so far, and over 115 people signed up. And that's out of the Blue and Gray outside of town here,
Right.
and going to be a great, great day this Sunday.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Tell me one more time the things that we need to keep in mind when we're kind of caring for our horses. We have to know what their activity level is and all of those questions, don't we?
Absolutely. So what's your personal goals, what the activity level, what do you do with your horse, what's your horse's job, is really going to dictate the performance type of feed that you choose for your horse. So is it have plenty of hay,
Right.
just needs a little protein supplementation, can't chew, older horse, needs hay.
Yeah, I'd be in this bag,
Yeah.
personally.
Needs hay right in the bag, or you're running races on the weekend and
I
you got
told you,
very
Sarah,
dense
I'm in
cow-
this bag.
Yeah.
Well, that's all good information. And read the labels. It's so important. A lot of good information. Don't forget, too, that Saddle Up for St. Jude ride is this Sunday, October 8th, Blue and Gray Park. It's going to be a breakfast, lunch, prizes, all kinds of good stuff. Register online at fcfarmandhome.com. We're going to have the link also, kclive.tv, later on today. Thank you so much. Great information. For all you horses watching, thanks so much.
Here at 41 Action News, we have an initiative called Kind KC, working to help put a stop to violence, discrimination, and bullying throughout the metro. And as a part of that effort, we are highlighting organizations around KC that are doing incredible work. So here joining me today is Claire Stern, Director of Interfaith Youth Engagement at Kansas City Interfaith Youth Alliance, along with two student members, Nora Shui and Ahmed Shabir. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So first of all, religion is such a tricky topic. Ahmed, I know that you are Muslim, you're a Christian, and so why is it important to do the work that you do at KCIY?
So our mission is to empower youth to build a more culturally competent and kind world. And the way that we do that is by dialogue events and service projects, so that they can be in relationship with one another before they can fear one another. And they also have a brave space to ask questions about different faith values and spirituality systems in the process.
So you're really opening up a dialogue and, also encouraging people to tell their stories, right?
Yeah.
Part of this is just opening up. Mm-hmm. And I am curious about your experiences. Ahmed, has it felt isolating, or have you felt antagonized at all being open about your Muslim faith?
No, I would say that being a Muslim, throughout the years, I've been kind of more of demonstrating in school and talking with my friends and different groups about what it is to be an American Muslim teenager. Mm-hmm. And I believe that as time progresses, I think that I'm becoming to be more confident with talking about my religion, talking with people about it. And but when I was younger, I felt a little bit more secluded. I just wanted to talk to myself and not deal with anything else. But after joining KCIYA and talking with other people about their religions and bases, I believe that I've started to become more confident with how to act and how to behave when talking about my religion.
Yeah, it sounds like owning your story is an important part of that. And I was telling you guys earlier, so I'm half Indonesian and grew up in a Muslim country where I woke up to the mosque. A lot of my family members prayed 5 times a day. And so I've been around it so much, so I didn't grow up with that fear of it. And I felt like I had a much greater understanding, and that there's a lot of, Indonesia is a very moderate country. So I appreciate, people being open and talking about it and not trying to put every faith in its specific box. And so I love the work that you guys are doing. And Claire, share some of your experiences. What inspired you to get involved? What inspired you to want to join the Alliance?
Yeah, so why I'm really interested in this is because in today's political and social climate, there's a lot of harmful stereotypes out there. And when we come together and we serve the community together and we have dialogue together, it really opens up my point of view, and I think it's showing others around us how being together in a community is so important, and we have so many similar values. So just being able to be together is really incredible.
So, and I think I called you Claire. You're Nora. Nora, Claire.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more. You do have an event coming up that's kind of interesting, right? You wanna
Yes.
give us the lowdown on that?
Yes, so October 22nd, we are having our very first storytelling workshop. It's called Percolating Prose. And here we are giving youth, youth being 14 to 19 years old, the opportunity to start cultivating their reasoning for why they're involved in interfaith work, what motivates them to be a part of their community, what challenges have they faced, and what choices have they made, and the outcome of those choices, and then cultivating that into their story and what they're going to tell the public.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing such great work. If you guys are interested in learning more about this, we will have a link with more information on Kansas City Interfaith Youth Alliance, more from Kind KC on kclive.tv later on today. Thank you all so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, NPR no longer stands for National Public Radio, so I hear. Now it's National Pussycat Radio, all due to a misplaced post. This is hilarious. That's next. First, it sounds like we're in for a soggy stretch. Does that mean flooding again? I hope not.
Oh, I
What's
hope
happening?
not. Yeah, the flooding risk is low. Rainfall amounts will range from 1 to close to 4 inches, but this is over a long period of time through about Saturday. So don't think we're going to get so much rain in a short period of time that this will become an issue. Cold front draped across Iowa and Kansas, a clear defined line between the warmth and the cool air. 54 in Grand Island, Nebraska. Meanwhile, here we are in the middle 70s, so looking like a pleasant afternoon ahead. But as the cold front gets closer, we'll increase our chance for rain and thunderstorms. Best chance comes late this evening and into the overnight hours. We'll look at just how much rain we could expect in your hometown coming up on our midday show.
Tomorrow on Kansas City Live, Garozzo's Restaurante is in our kitchen, and that always means great stuff.
Yes, love me some Garozzos. And the diva of DIY, Leanne Lee, she's going to be here. She's going to show us how to make a rustic pumpkin just in time for Halloween.
A rustic pumpkin, all right.
Rustic pumpkin.
And we're going fishing for a very good cause. It's all tomorrow on Kansas City Live. Very good stuff.
Big day, and I'll be back, so it'll be
Good,
fun.
good.
I get to hang out with you some more.
All right.
All right, accidentally posting personal stuff onto a work page. This is every social media manager's worst nightmare, right? Well, yesterday, an NPR staffer accidentally posted on their Facebook a private post that has now gone viral.
All right, so the staffer who has not been named posted this about Ramona. Ramona is a cat who we assume belongs to the author of the post. Now, the post was edited shortly after to say that it was intended for a personal account, but as of this morning, the post had more than 39,000 reactions, with people asking for daily Ramona updates, saying Ramona news is the best thing that's been happening in the news lately.
I mean, honestly, it's not a bad thing. People love their cat videos, they love their cat updates, and for this to pop up in your feed, I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, and
with
I think
everything else going on.
NPR should take it and run with it and make Ramona a star. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Good for Ramona.
Everybody needs a little cat love. Okay. Speaking of cats, we're moving on to koalas.
There
So
we go.
these are not the most active animals, right? But they are very good climbers. So South Australian firefighters found this little guy perched on top of a drilling rig on a construction site. It climbed about 90 feet up, and it was apparently a repeat offender.
Okay, so firefighters, they had to use a crane to reach this koala, who was a little reluctant to come down, got up there, couldn't get back down. So once back on the ground, koala didn't seem too fazed about it. She has run into trouble before. She had to be rescued from a nearby university back in January. So she's good about the climbing up part. The climbing down part, not so good.
So what's her deal? She loves heights.
Well, sure. I think
She just is like, I want to reach the sky.
She keeps yelling, Qantas, Qantas, and nobody knows what that means.
Thanks for joining us for Kansas City Live today.
And we'll see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m.